Your muscles are disappearing while you sleep, and everything you've been told about preventing it is making it worse. Right now, as you're watching this, your body is in a battle. Between 6 p.m. and midnight, your testosterone either surges or collapses. Your muscle protein synthesis either activates or shuts down. Your recovery hormones either flood your system or vanish. And for most men over 50, the battle is already lost before they even close their eyes. The men who avoid these mistakes, the top 5%, they're not just maintaining muscle. They're reversing sarcopenia, building strength while their peers are withering, and they're doing it with an evening routine so simple, so counterintuitive, that when you hear it, you'll wonder why no one ever told you this before. In the next 19 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what separates the men who stay strong into their 70s and 80s from the men who become fragile and invisible. You're going to discover 4 scientifically backed evening protocols that flip the switch on muscle loss. The first involves what you eat after 7 p.m., and it's the exact opposite of what every diet guru has told you. The second addresses a hidden circadian rhythm that costs you up to 30% of your recovery capacity. The third is a 15-minute window that determines whether you wake up stronger or weaker. And the fourth is so controversial that fitness influencers refuse to talk about it. But none of these matter if you miss the final insight I'm saving for the end. It's the pattern that connects everything, the master switch that the top 5% understand instinctively. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn doesn't just reverse muscle loss. It reverses the belief that decline is inevitable. Before we go further, understand this. If you've been losing muscle and strength despite your best efforts, it is not your fault. You've been following advice designed for younger men. You've been told that the answer is more discipline, more intensity, more willpower. And that's exactly the problem. The fitness industry treats aging like a character flaw, but your body doesn't work that way anymore. Your hormones don't respond that way. Your recovery systems don't rebuild that way. The men who crack the code aren't working harder. They're working with their biology instead of against it. And it starts with understanding what's really happening in those critical evening hours. The protein timing paradox. Let's start with the first protocol, the one that flies in the face of everything you've been told about eating at night. Picture this. It's 8 p.m., you've had dinner, you feel hunger creeping in. Your instinct, trained by decades of diet culture, is to ignore it. Don't eat after 7 p.m., don't eat before bed. Late night eating makes you fat. So you push through. You go to bed slightly hungry, maybe even feeling virtuous. And while you sleep, your muscles are being cannibalized. Here's what's actually happening. After 50, your muscle protein synthesis becomes anabolic resistant. Your muscles need more protein to trigger the same growth response. But that resistance is dramatically worse during overnight fasting. A study from Maastricht University tracked muscle protein breakdown in men over 50 during sleep. Men who consumed 30 to 40 grams of slow-digesting protein within 90 minutes of sleep showed a 43% increase in overnight muscle protein synthesis. Their bodies weren't just maintaining muscle, they were actively building it while they slept. But men who went to bed on an empty stomach, their muscle protein synthesis crashed. Their bodies shifted into a catabolic state, breaking down muscle tissue to fuel basic processes. They were literally getting weaker while they slept. This is the protein timing paradox. Everything you've been told about intermittent fasting and eating windows is designed for metabolic health in younger people. It completely ignores the muscle preservation crisis in men over 50. The elite 5% know this. Between 8 and 9:30 p.m., they consume a pre-sleep protein bolus. 30 to 40 grams of casein-rich protein, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, a slow-digesting shake, something that releases amino acids for the next 7 to 8 hours. Within 4 to 6 weeks, they notice their muscles feel fuller in the morning. Their strength stops declining, their recovery improves. But here's the critical part. The timing matters more than the amount. The sweet spot is 90 minutes before sleep. That's when your body has time to begin digestion, but the slow-release protein keeps working through the night. Most men never figure this out. And every night they go to bed, they're choosing muscle loss over muscle growth without knowing it. Now, the protein timing protocol is powerful, but it only works if you get the second piece right. Because what you do in the 2 hours before that pre-sleep protein determines whether your body can actually use it. The circadian strength window. Here's what most men never realize. Your muscles have their own internal clock. And between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m., there's a narrow window when your body is biologically primed for one specific stimulus. Miss this window and you're cutting your muscle building capacity by 30%. You finish work, you're tired. You sit on the couch, turn on the TV, scroll your phone. You tell yourself you'll do something active later. But later never comes. By 9 p.m., your body has shifted into wind down mode. This pattern is killing your muscle retention. It's not about laziness, it's about circadian biology no one explained to you. Your body operates on a circadian rhythm of muscle sensitivity. In the early evening, between 6 and 8 p.m., Your muscle cells are uniquely receptive to mechanical tension. Your core temperature peaks. Your nervous system is primed for explosive output. Research from the Weizmann Institute found that proteins responsible for muscle contraction and growth peak in the early evening. Your muscles are literally waiting for a signal during this window. The elite 5% protect this window. Between 6 and 8 p.m., they perform what I call a circadian strength pulse. 3 to 4 compound movements, heavy resistance, low volume. The goal isn't to exhaust themselves, it's to send a molecular signal. We still need you, don't atrophy. Goblet squats, push-ups or chest presses, rows, overhead presses, 5 to 8 reps per set, controlled tempo, challenging resistance, total time, 15 to 20 minutes. That brief pulse of mechanical tension triggers mTOR signaling, the master regulator of muscle protein synthesis. But because it happens during the circadian window, the signal is amplified. Your muscles become hyper-responsive to the protein you consume later. The amino acids get driven directly into muscle tissue. A study in Cell Metabolism compared muscle protein synthesis in men over 50 who exercised in the morning versus early evening. The evening group showed a 68% greater anabolic response to the same protein intake. Same exercise, same protein, massively different results, all because of timing. Most men work out in the morning, if at all. By evening, they're sedentary. Their circadian strength window closes without activation. And the protein they eat gets used for basic maintenance at best. The elite 5% never make this mistake. They protect the 6 to 8 p.m. window like it's sacred. Because your body doesn't care about intentions, it cares about signals. And the strongest signal for muscle retention happens in that narrow evening window. You can have perfect nutrition, perfect sleep, perfect supplementation. But if you're sedentary during your circadian strength window, you're leaving 30% of your capacity on the table every day. So you've activated your circadian strength window. You've consumed your pre-sleep protein at the right time. But none of this matters if you destroy it in the next phase. Because what happens in the 15 minutes before you close your eyes determines whether you wake up stronger or weaker. The pre-sleep neuromuscular reset. This protocol sounds almost too simple to matter, but the science is ironclad. And men who do this consistently report changes they can feel within days. You've finished your evening, you've eaten your pre-sleep protein, you're getting ready for bed. Your mind is still buzzing, stress, worries, unresolved thoughts. You lay down, close your eyes, and hope for the best. And what's actually happening is a disaster. Your sympathetic nervous system is still elevated. Your cortisol hasn't dropped. Your muscles are locked in low-level tension. And when you finally fall asleep, you don't enter deep, restorative sleep cycles. You hover in shallow stages where growth hormone secretion is minimal. You might sleep 7 or 8 hours, but your body only gets 4 or 5 hours of actual recovery. You wake up stiff, achy, feeling like you aged overnight, because you did. The elite 5% understand that sleep quality is the master variable. Everything depends on whether you can access deep sleep consistently. And that depends on your ability to shift your nervous system from sympathetic dominance to parasympathetic activation. This is where the pre-sleep neuromuscular reset comes in. 15 minutes perform 30 minutes before bed. You find a quiet space, dim the lights, and you perform progressive muscle relaxation combined with diaphragmatic breathing. Start with your feet. Tense the muscles hard for 5 seconds. Release completely and breathe deeply for 10 seconds. Move to your calves. Same process. Work your way up. Thighs, glutes, core, chest, arms, shoulders, neck, face. The entire sequence takes 12 to 15 minutes. This is applied neuroscience. When you voluntarily tense and release muscle groups in sequence, you're activating the Golgi tendon reflex, hacking your nervous system, forcing it to recognize and release tension. Research from the University of Texas monitored growth hormone and cortisol in men over 50 who performed pre-sleep progressive muscle relaxation versus those who didn't. The relaxation group showed a 41% increase in growth hormone secretion during the first sleep cycle and a 27% decrease in overnight cortisol. 15 minutes of intentional muscle relaxation created a hormonal environment more favorable for muscle growth than most supplements ever could. The critical part: this only works in the dark or near dark, 30 to 45 minutes before actual sleep. The elite 5% dim the lights at 9:30 p.m., perform the reset between 10 and 10:15 p.m. They're in bed by 10:30 p.m. Their nervous system gets the clear signal to shut down, repair, and rebuild. The hard truth: you can't outtrain bad sleep. You can't out-eat bad sleep. And you can't reverse muscle loss without accessing the deep sleep stages where growth hormone does its work. Stop for a second. Most men don't fail at building muscle because they lack discipline. They fail because they're running protocols designed for 25-year-olds and expecting 55-year-old biology to comply. No amount of effort fixes a strategy built on the wrong foundation. Now, everything I've shown you, the pre-sleep protein, the circadian strength window, the neuromuscular reset, these are validated by research. But the fourth protocol is different. It's controversial. It challenges beliefs so deeply embedded in fitness culture that when I share it, I get pushback. But the men who apply it see results that border on the unbelievable. The evening testosterone amplifier. Here's the uncomfortable truth no one in the fitness industry admits. Your testosterone doesn't just decline with age, it collapses in the evening. And every piece of mainstream advice makes that collapse worse. Testosterone in men follows a diurnal rhythm. It peaks in the morning around 7 to 9 a.m. Then it gradually declines. By evening, your levels are at their lowest. For men in their 30s, that dip is manageable, but for men over 50, it's catastrophic. A study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology measured testosterone levels in men aged 55 to 70 throughout the day. By 8 p.m., their testosterone had dropped to levels clinically classified as hypogonadal, low by any standard. And during this low testosterone window, most men engage in behaviors that suppress it further. They drink alcohol, they consume sugar or processed carbs, they expose themselves to artificial light, they stay up late, pushing cortisol higher and testosterone lower. The elite 5% do the opposite. They treat evening hours as a testosterone recovery window using environmental, behavioral, and nutritional strategies. First, they eliminate alcohol after 5 p.m. Even moderate evening alcohol suppresses testosterone and growth hormone by up to 25%. Second, they manage light exposure strategically. Between 6 and 8 p.m., they use warm, dim lighting. No overhead LEDs. No bright screens. This signals their circadian system that night is coming, triggering a natural rise in melatonin and a protective rebound in testosterone. Third, they consume specific micronutrients that act as testosterone cofactors during the evening window: zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D3. Not as general supplementation, as targeted evening amplification. Research from the University of Padua found that men over 50 who consumed 30 milligrams of zinc and 400 milligrams of magnesium 90 minutes before sleep showed a measurable increase in free testosterone levels upon waking. Maybe an 8 to 12% increase, but compounded over months, that's the gap between muscle loss and muscle gain. And the fourth strategy is thermal regulation. Between 9 and 10 p.m., they expose themselves to cold for 5 to 10 minutes, a cold shower, cold face immersion, or stepping outside in minimal clothing. Why? Because cold exposure triggers a short-term spike in norepinephrine and luteinizing hormone, the hormone that signals your testes to produce testosterone. It creates a favorable hormonal environment right before sleep. A pilot study from the Czech Republic tracked men over 50 who performed evening cold exposure 3 times per week for 8 weeks. They showed a statistically significant increase in morning testosterone levels and measurable improvement in muscle cross-sectional area. The cold exposure has to be brief and intense, 5 to 10 minutes of genuine discomfort. Acute stress that triggers a hormonal response without elevating cortisol so much it disrupts sleep. Most men will never do this. It's uncomfortable. But the men in the elite 5% aren't looking for comfort. They're looking for results. Your testosterone is not coming back on its own. You can hope it will. You can pretend it doesn't matter. Or you can take deliberate action in the evening hours to amplify what's left. The identity shift. Here's what I've learned after working with thousands of men over 50. The techniques don't fail. The men who fail to apply them consistently do so for one reason. They haven't made the identity shift. Right now you're watching this because you believe you can change. And that belief is valuable, but it's not enough. Because belief is fragile. Belief wavers when you're tired, when the couch is calling, when a 15-minute strength pulse feels like too much. What you need isn't stronger belief, it's a stronger identity. The elite 5% don't do these protocols because they believe in them. They do them because these protocols are expressions of who they are. They've made a fundamental identity shift from "I'm a man getting older, trying to fight decline" to "I'm a man who operates at the highest level regardless of age." And that shift changes everything. It changes how you make decisions. What feels like effort versus non-negotiable. The voice in your head from "should I do this?" to "of course I'm doing this. This is who I am." Most men approach the pre-sleep protein as a tactic. They do it when they remember, skip it when they're tired. But a man who's made the identity shift doesn't approach it as a tactic. It's a ritual. Part of his evening architecture, because men like him take care of their bodies. That's the standard. The men who reverse muscle loss after 50 don't have more discipline than you. They have a different sense of self. And once you shift your identity, the behaviors become inevitable. You stop saying "I'm trying to get in shape" and start saying "I'm a man who prioritizes his physical capability." You stop identifying with decline and start identifying with relentless optimization. Once your identity shifts, you don't need motivation. You don't need willpower. You just need clarity on what someone like you does. And then you do it. Now I want to hear from you. Out of the 4 protocols we covered, which one are you going to start with tonight? The pre-sleep protein, the circadian strength window, the neuromuscular reset, or the evening testosterone amplifier? Drop a comment below. Because accountability starts with declaration. Let's bring this together. You've just learned the elite 5% evening routine that reverses muscle loss after 50. You now understand it's not your age holding you back. It's the outdated advice you've been following. Pre-sleep protein timing flips your overnight muscle synthesis from catabolic to anabolic. The circadian strength window between 6 and 8 p.m. is your highest leverage moment for muscle retention. A 15-minute neuromuscular reset unlocks the deep sleep where growth hormone rebuilds your body. And strategic evening protocols amplify your testosterone when it matters most. But more than techniques, you've learned the mindset shift that makes everything possible. You're not a man in decline. You're a man who understands his biology and uses it to his advantage. The gap between you and the elite, 5%, isn't genetics. It isn't youth. It's information and application. And now you have the information. So here's what happens next. Tonight, you start. You don't wait for Monday. You implement one protocol tonight, then another tomorrow. Within 2 weeks, you'll feel a difference. Within a month, you'll see it. Within 3 months, people will ask what you're doing differently. Because while other men are accepting decline, you'll be reversing it. If this video gave you clarity, hit that subscribe button. Because next week, I'm breaking down the morning routine that compounds these evening protocols. The system that turns overnight recovery into all-day strength. You're not done yet. You're just getting started. And I'll see you in the next one.